Hello and welcome to the therapy floor with me, Dr. Ritz.
And me, Dr. Vicky. We are on the floor getting deep into the human experience, unpacking everyday dilemmas through the lenses of two psychologists. Hello and welcome back to the therapy floor. Hey, Dr. Ritz.
Hey, Dr. Vicky.
How are you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Good today. I was quite tired these last few days. And it was my own doing.
Don't you hate that?
You just know, go to bed. Just go to bed.
Yeah. I regularly find that if I feel like I've not had an evening, if I've kind of rushed through the day, rushed through the evening, I want to have a wind down time.
This is it. So I want to have the wind down. So it was 3 days in a row. Everything just got pushed later. Kids, illnesses, whatnot. Everything got pushed later. Then so our dinner was later. So then wind down was later. And then it was so, it was creeping into usual bedtime time.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I still need to wind down. I can't just go to bed. I still need to wind down. And then I did that 2 or 3 days in a row. And then I went out the following night. And then last night was a good sleep.
It was a good sleep?
It was a good sleep. Yeah. Last night was some bedtime yoga.
Oh,
I love when I do that.
You're so good.
No, but it's not a big thing. It's it's 5 minutes. I only do 5 minutes of just stretching. Yesterday was a really good one that I did. It's called body brushing. Have you heard of it?
As in with a brush?
No, using your hands.
Oh, just brushing yourself.
Yeah, actually brushing yourself. But it was so nice. It was I was just going through this meditation of different ways of releasing anxiety from your body. And one of them was body brushing. And it was literally sit like this and just brush it. Just brush it.
Right.
Just brush it. So brushing your arms, brushing your legs, brushing your head.
Wow.
Just for 4 or 5 minutes.
Huh.
And I got into bed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Try it.
Yeah. I'll see.
You guys try it.
I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, do you know how many routines I have in my life for winding down?
What's your favourite one for bedtime?
So I've got into the habit of doing a closing shift. When you work in retail or maybe even office, and you kind of close down for the day. So you might have certain rituals, you might close the till, you might hang the clothes a little bit nicer, so everything is fresh in the morning. So I do that in the evenings, but for my house.
Oh, I like that.
So I have a wind down. So a closing shift. Wash the dishes or load the dishwasher. Tidy everything around, prepare for the next day.
I was going to say, get it fresh.
Get everything
for when you
fresh,
wake up and come
so
down.
When I wake up in the morning, I just have to get myself ready, pick up my bag that's already packed, pick up everything that needs picking up, and then I go.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole skincare and reading before bed.
So you're already doing quite a bit.
So I'm doing quite a bit. So I feel to add brushing, brushing my body.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of it.
Maybe just when you're watching TV or something.
Yeah.
Just a random. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be before bed.
Yeah.
Just a random moment of brushing your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try that. I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay. So we've got a dilemma.
We have a dilemma. Should I read it out?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this person says, I've recently lost a lot of weight. I've been yo-yo dieting for years with minimal success. I thought I really have to do something about it and look thinner, as I've been stopping myself from going to social events because of how I look. I thought my confidence would improve now that the weight has come off. However, I still feel the same inside, and I feel as though all my efforts have been wasted. I thought I would want to go out, show my body off, and wear clothes that look nice. When I look in the mirror, I still see the same me. To give more of an idea, my family talk a lot about looks and have always posed a lot of pressure on me to look a certain way. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah. So that's the dilemma.
This is a really interesting one. So I work quite a lot with weight and body image.
Yeah.
And confidence and self-esteem. It's a big part of my work actually in the surgery area that I work in. And I often see two different streams of people. One, and sometimes there's a mix of the two, but there can either be, I want to lose weight for my health, which is I'm having some health scares, or my family have had health scares. I want to increase my life expectancy. I want to be around to have kids, or to see my kids, or for my grandkids. I want to prevent any weight-related medical conditions from occurring. So there's that side. And then there's also this other side as well, which is all about body image and confidence and self-esteem. And I feel like this is what this person is talking about, because they actually haven't said anything about health in all of this. It's all about being thinner. And being thinner equates to being more confident. And I think we're often sold this idea that is true, and that if you lose weight, you will be happier. And you will feel better, and your life will look better, and you will go out and you'll do things that you haven't been doing. And part of that is true, because I think sometimes when we do carry excess weight and we physically can't do the things that we used to be able to do that bring us joy, that can actually develop into symptoms of depression, because we feel quite hopeless and helpless, that we're stuck. We're not doing things that spark, purpose or value in us. So I think that's a very true part of it. But this sounds a bit more like, I thought this was going to be the fix, to something that's a bit more deeper. And I think what this person is talking about is self-esteem.
How easy, though, like you say, is it to locate confidence, esteem, self-worth to something external, not fully realising that it's an internal job and an internal job only.
And you have to do the work.
There's no way around it, is there?
No.
There's absolutely no way. It will catch up with you like it has with this person.
They thought, if I just got thinner, I would be more... When really what you're dealing with is, self-esteem, but also a real, I think you're a casualty of the shoulds and the expectations that maybe society has placed on you. I don't know what culture you're from, what the cultural norm is in particular demographics or societies can be, thin is beautiful and everything else is not, but also your family placing a lot of emphasis on what you look like. So there is that, you've already kind of been primed. You're like a casualty of externalizing your self-worth. Well, that would have been the building blocks for this person's self-esteem. What was the message your parents were giving you? And what did they say? They said
the family talk a lot about looks and have always posed a lot of pressure on them to look a certain way.
What is that certain way? So it sounds like the certain way is thinner. And so if you're maybe surrounded by a narrative to look a certain way, and that people are talking about that this certain way is beautiful, and you maybe don't match up to that image, what's that going to do to someone's internal self-esteem?
Well, it makes you feel like you're not worthy and like you're not
good enough.
And where does it stop, and how do you ever truly feel good enough? Because even though you may think that they're rejecting you because of how you look, but internally we can think they're rejecting me because of me. They're just rejecting me. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. And that can translate into other areas as well, can't it?
Well, then you reject yourself. Like you're doing right now.
Oh, that makes me feel sad.
Because I think there's a couple of parts to this. There's the part that, you weren't happy, you wanted to make a change, you've lost a substantial amount of weight for yourself. That's actually really great. So, well done for doing that. That must have been really hard. And you made a change, so well done for doing that. And hopefully, I hope you can also see the health benefits of that as well, without just concentrating on the body image side of it. So I'd encourage you to start looking at that. There's also another part to this as well, which is that when you've been a certain weight for a particular amount of time, your brain is going to hold a certain image of you. So when you look in the mirror, it's quite normal, especially if you've lost the weight quickly. I don't know if it's been quick or not, but if there's anyone out there that lost the weight quickly, if this person lost the weight quickly, it takes time for the brain to catch up
with what
what's in
seeing.
front of them, in front of the mirror. And there's ways that you can practice that, which is actually standing in front of the mirror and just naming physically what you see without judgment.
Okay.
So, for example, like just touching like your body areas and saying, this is my stomach, and touching your arms or touching your face and just naming parts of your body, but not having judgment
attaching
to
like a label to it, or like this is good, this is bad.
Exactly.
It just is what it is.
This is what it is. Just naming what you see just helps the brain to catch up with where the body is right now. So that's another exercise you could try. But I don't think that's linked to the confidence part. I think the confidence part is what you were saying, is the work has to be far more internal.
The inner work.
Yeah. And what do you love about you?
Yeah.
What do you appreciate about you?
And it sounds like you may also need to hear it from other people, maybe not your family. Other people that can really like tell you what they see in you. Like, this is the kind of person you are. This is why you're a great person, a lovable person, a worthy person. And have them really call that out in you. This is also making me think, Ritz, about Gestalt therapy and talking to your inner child and going back to that age. I don't know if you can remember like a specific age when you felt like you were not enough, or when you felt like your parents or your family first started to judge you or to try to change how you look. Kind of go back to that age and tell yourself what younger you needed to hear.
Yeah.
I know you regularly use that, and you even say it to me sometimes, like, what did 5-year-old Vicky need at that point?
Yeah.
And I want to ask you the same thing. What did you need at that point?
Yeah. Have I ever shared the remote control analogy?
I'm not sure if you have, but if you have, share it again.
Should I share it again? So a really good one that I learnt when I did some amazing training in Bali. I just had to put that out there because it was in Bali. Well, because my husband, I had the choice of doing it in Newcastle or Bali, and I chose to go and do it in Bali.
Of course you did.
My husband was like, not impressed.
I remember that. I was like, oh wow.
And the trainer, she did this beautiful thing where we were doing a bit of like role playing of when you're in the therapy room and you've got your client talking to younger versions of themselves. And if they're not able, so get them to say what they heard their parents saying. So get them to say that. And then you have this chair, which is their parents talking to them. And then you walk in as the therapist, and then you get to you teach your client to do it too, but you walk in, you pretend you have a remote control, and you press pause, and you say, I will not let you speak to them like that. Like, you start to talk to them as a grown adult, say, I will not let you speak to them like that. Like, that is not okay. And then you turn and face the child and say, this is what I want to say to you.
I love that.
Isn't that beautiful?
And that's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's making me think of times when I've experienced drama therapy as well. And just having that thing acted out, a scene reenacted, and like rewriting the script. Like physically can be so powerful. Because sometimes when these feelings, when these memories are trapped within us and they're trapped at a certain age, it can feel so visceral. Like, it can literally, you can feel it in your body. And having a reparative scenario played out also in a very physical way can be very moving and very transformative.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could either if you can't do it for yourself, maybe you can explore therapy, because I would recommend therapy in this instance.
I really would as well.
Whether you can explore schema therapy, gestalt therapy, drama therapy, or even EMDR. Because actually I think something like this can be quite traumatic.
Absolutely.
Because it's interfering with your sense of identity and your sense of self, which permeates every area of your life. It dictates how we live, how we walk, how we move through the world, how we interact with other people. So your sense of self being such a core foundation to your life experience, I really would encourage you to get some support with this.
Because when you have had a message that you need to either be or look a certain way to gain approval, and approval is love, and that can literally reverberate through you and your whole body and all the ways that you interact, that work can also be undone.
It can. Yeah.
It can be picked apart slowly, and you can build yourself back up to have a different core belief, to have a different experience of self-esteem, and one that is a good one, based more on fact and reality. And
Yeah. So it is possible. But I'd say the work is not yet done. Like, well done for achieving something, and I hope that you also did it for yourself and not just for other people. But well done on achieving something that you found quite difficult to do. The work is not yet done.
I think you need support now.
Yeah.
And some sort of professional support to get you through that, and also look at who you want your role models to be. And whilst you're in a professional support setting, who is your emotional support setting as well? Like, who are people that you admire and you look up to, and that admire you and look to you as well, in a way that's not part of your looks or your image.
Yeah.
But just you for who you are.
Yeah. Do you know what this is also reminding me of? I may have said it before on this podcast, and I think this is something that gets floated around a lot. So it may not be your fault that you've ended up with an insecurity, with a self-esteem issue, but it definitely is your responsibility to work at it and to improve it. And you can with the right support. 100% you can. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for sharing that with us, and good luck with that one.
Yeah, good luck.
I think that's a really hard one, body image.
It is, and we've not even touched on like body dysmorphia as well.
No.
Which is a whole kettle of fish to deal with.
Yeah.
Maybe that might come up in another episode.
But yeah, for anyone else that's struggling, or if you get anything from this, just share it with us. We're always open and always keen to hear from you. So please comment below, or like and subscribe on our socials, and you can always drop us a message on there as well.
Yep. So I've been Dr. Vicky.
And I'm Dr. Ritz.
See you on the floor soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. This is Dr. Ritz.
And Dr. Vicky.
Remember to like, subscribe and follow us on our social media channels.